So now let's set up our models. So we're gonna go to the backend, create another folder. It's gonna be called models, and we're gonna create, let's call it models. And then inside this, we're gonna have a model for the user. So, and if you're wondering what is a model, so we have a database. We're gonna register a user to the database. So we're gonna have like a form, of data for the user, or like, for example, the user have like a name, a username, an email. So we're gonna define this so the database know which type of data, which type of structure that we're gonna enter to our database. So this is really, really interesting, and also do some form of validation, and it's very, very necessary to work with MongoDB. So we're gonna start by importing Mongoose this way, and then we're gonna create a schema. A schema, it defines the settings of or the structure of the user. So we're gonna have const, you can call it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. User schema, and then we're gonna go Mongoose, then schema, and then inside the schema is gonna be an object that has all the properties of the user. First one is gonna be first name, and here we define the properties. The type is gonna be string, so the form of the first name is gonna be string. Also, it's gonna be required. So required true, you can do it this way. So the first name is necessary to have. If you don't enter like a first name, you're gonna get an error because it's required. And then you can also like display the message that you want to show. So for example, it's gonna be first name is required. This is gonna be here. Okay. Also, we need to trim it. So trim true. So if it have any spaces, it's gonna remove them. Also, we're gonna move them. Also, we're gonna use text to be true, so we can use it to search. So this is necessary. If you want to search by text, you create a text, you add this text true, so you have the ability to search in the database using this property. Also, we're going to copy this multiple times, and let's go. This is going to be last name, and here is going to be last name is required, same settings. Also, we're going to have a username, it's going to be the same thing. So here username, and also we can use it to search. Also, we have something else which is going to be unique. So the username is going to be unique. We can't have like two users have the same username, so this is going to be unique. Also, we're going to have after the username, let me see, we have the email, and the email is going to be also required. Email is required. Also, we need to trim it, and also it's unique. And let's remove the ability to search by email. Let me see what else we have. We have the password. So let me just copy this multiple times. So password type is going to be string, required. Password is required. We're going to remove this trim. We're not going to use it in the password because you can have like spaces. Let me see what else we have. Okay, this is the password. After the password, we have the picture, and the picture is going to be type string. It's not required. We don't need this trim. Also, we need something else, which is going to be the default. And the default is you define like a default value for the picture. So you don't need to add it yourself, but it is going to be, added by default, which is going to be this picture. I've already uploaded to Cloudinary. I'm going to show you how to do this after, but for now, we're going to take the link of the picture. So every user is going to have this as his default picture normally without us adding it. So we're going to also have cover, and this is type string. Also, the cover is not required. And also I don't have problem with trim. Trim here doesn't affect anything because links, of the cover of the picture don't have like spaces. So if you add it even like it doesn't, create any problems. So the thing, let me see, there's a lot of properties right here. So just bear with me. Let me just copy, let me remove this. And this is going to be gender and also type string, and it's going to be required. Gender is required. And then it's gonna be this way true. Also, let's see what else we have. After the gender, we have the birthday year, and it's gonna be type number. Let me type number, and it's gonna be also required. I'm not gonna have like messages for them, just gonna be required. Also, we can use trim, no problem for this. So now we're gonna copy this. So we have the birthday year, and we have the birthday month, and also we have the birthday day. So this is gonna be B month, and this is gonna be b-day. And also if you use them like strings, I don't think it matters, it's not gonna be a problem. Let's also copy them. After the birthday, we're gonna have verified, which is if the account is verified, it's gonna be type, normally it's gonna be boolean. Let's move this trim, and it's not gonna be required because by default we're gonna have a value for it. So default is gonna be false. So every account you create by default is gonna be not verified. And also let's see what else we're gonna have. All right, so I want to remove these, so because I want to make sure that we use them properly. So we're gonna have friends. Everyone writes this wrong the first time. So the type of friends is gonna be, the type is gonna be an array, and then the default is gonna be an empty array. So now this is the default. Okay, now we're gonna take this. Let me see how many we need. We have friends, and then we have followers and following and requests. So 1, 2, 3. So these are friends. Now we're gonna have the following, which is the people that you follow. The same thing. Also followers, the people that follows you. And also we're gonna have requests. So if you get like a friend request, we're gonna have them right here. And also, so after this, we're gonna have search, which is gonna be the search history of the user. So everything the user search of, we're gonna register it right here. So it's gonna have an array of objects. So the first one is gonna be the user. With the type of the user is going to be an object ID. An object ID means that we're going to refresh something. So we can refresh like the user itself, so, and get the data from it. So for example, let's get it right here. So we're going to have mongoose dot schema, and then you reference object ID, and then here you reference which elements you wanna, or which model you wanna reference to, which is this is gonna be the same, which is user. You can have like another something else like post or whatever, depending on your project or depending on your situation. And this way we can go just unpopulate this. So for example, we're gonna go, we got this user, so we're gonna go inside the search and inside the user, and then we're gonna populate using the object ID, so we can get all the informations of the user right here. So we can go search dot user and dot any elements or any property of the user, and this way really cool to use references, and it's a very cool feature. Also, you can the structure right here, so we can have only objects ID right here, and then go up top, and then reference then the structure it, so we can go right here, and then we're gonna have const object ID, and we're gonna get it from the same place, mongoose dot schema, and we can just use it directly. So this is going to be the search history, and now one of the important things is going to be details, and here is going to be an object of all the details of the user. So we're going to have bio first, and the type of it is going to be string. Okay, and we can take this and now just copy it again and again, because it's going to have a lot of information right here. Let's see, so I don't make a mistake. So we have the bio, and then it's going to be other name. After this we have, let's see, job, work, place, let's see what else, high school, and then we have college. There is a lot of typing, but we make sure that we have the best user experience. So current city, what else, hometown. This is the same data that Facebook offer you. We had bio, okay, bio, other name, job, workplace, high school, college, current city, hometown. Let's see what else, relationship, and then we're gonna have at last Instagram, so you can link your Instagram account. So in the relationship is gonna be type string, but we're gonna introduce something new, which is enum. And enum is something nice, so you can define predefined values. So you only allow these values to be, the value of relationship, which is gonna be single, which what you are probably now. Then we're gonna have in a relationship, okay, and then we have married, and then we have divorced, or you can have player, whatever you want. So this enum is pretty cool. So now the only value, the only value that a relationship can have is single, or in a relationship, or married, or divorced. If you added like a new value or a different value, that's not an enum, it's just gonna get you an error. So relationship, I always make typos, just get used to it. So you can also go, for example, in the gender, and you can do it too. So from the gender you can define like enum and define the genders that you want. I'm not gonna do it because we have like a million gender right now, so we have the freedom to use whatever they want. So relationship. So this is for the details. Let me see what else we have. We have also saved post. So I know this is a lot of work, but just we're gonna make sure that we provide, as I said, the best experience. So saved posts. So this type of element, like saved post, or like, for example, search, you can have like an own or model, but I prefer just to use them right here, so we can have like some advanced searching in the user to get this data. So I want to use it. So we're gonna have post. So this post that we're gonna save, and the type is gonna be the same, object ID, and then it's gonna reference. This time it's gonna reference post, which is we didn't create right now, but we're gonna create later. So now if we want to get the saved post from the user, we can go to saved post and then dot post, and map through them and then get their informations, because we're using the object ID, so we can just populate and get them directly. I'm going to show you everything later. So also we can have saved at, so we can register the date that they saved this post at. So the type is date. Okay, and then we're gonna have a default value because this is gonna be entered by default, which is gonna be a new date. Okay, and then we're gonna go right here. So this place right here, let me make sure that it is the one. Yes, and then we're gonna have timestamps. So, and then we're gonna have timestamps. So every time we create a user, it's gonna have this timestamp, which is created at and updated at. So whenever we create a user, it's gonna have a property that's called created at, which has the date that the user been created at. And also when updated, it updates the date updated at. So this is exactly what it does. We can do timestamps and then true. So and this way we created our schema. It took us a lot of time, but we got there. Now we're gonna export it. So model, this exports, and then it's gonna equal Mongoose and export it as a model. So for MongoDB, and we're gonna name it user, and this is like the name you use to to reference by. And then we're gonna pass the schema, which is the settings or the properties of the user, which is gonna be user schema. So we're gonna go right here and then just add it here. We're gonna check if we have any errors. So let's go to the backend and then npm run server, see if everything was all right. And as we see the database, everything is all right. So let me make sure. So if I made a mistake right here, we're gonna see it while working, and I'm gonna fix it because this is a lot of informations. You can write something or have some typos. So this was for the user model. So see you next.